Today we're going to go over some hamstring stretching, mobility, and activation. What we want to start with is just a classic hamstring stretch. We're going to use a strap. You can use a dog leash, maybe not a belt, a towel. What we're going to do is just start from a supine or laying on your back position and pull that up to the sky, and we're just going to do about a 30-second hold. If we want to get some sciatic nerve flossing as well, we're going to point a toe and let it relax, point, relax, and that'll help free up that sciatic nerve as well. The next mobility drill for your hamstring is you're going to be laying on your back, a foot elevated in a doorway. What we're going to do is we're going to lift up and then control back. This is a good hip flexor strengthening exercise as well as mobility in the hamstring. I'm trying to keep my quad and my knee relatively locked out when I'm doing this and relax. Next in our hamstring stretching mobility series, we're going to sit nice and tall on an elevated surface on the side of a bed. What we're going to do is we're going to hinge at the hip forward. We're going to be inclined to drop down and round in our thoracic cage, which we want to avoid. You're going to get the same stretch and protect the back by just hinging at the hip and feeling nice and tall and flat through the back. And again, just like I said with the other ones, pumping that toe is going to increase that mobility in the sciatic nerve. If you don't have mobility for that one, we can go over and transition over to a chair, throw out that foot, and do the same thing. We're just going to lean forward, rock back and forth, and again, we're going to maintain a nice elongated flat back. Next in our hamstring series, we're going to go over another stretch. It's going to be tall kneeling. What we're going to do is we're going to shoot our leg out in front of us. We're going to hinge at the hip. You're not going to have to go very far because you want to keep a nice flat back. And again, if we want to get some sciatic nerve flossing in there, we're going to rock our foot back and forth, and you'll feel it loosen up a little bit and get a little tighter, and this is going to help free up that posterior chain, that backside. Next in our hamstring activation and mobility series, we're going to do just some kettlebell deadlifts. We're going to do is a drive our hips back, keep a nice flat back from the base of your skull to your tailbone. We're going to slowly and controlled lower, and only go as low as you can to maintain that flat back. I'm driving my knees out with a flat foot. The weight stays close to my body the entire time, and you should feel it in those hamstrings starting to mobilize when you hit that end range. The next in our hamstring series, we're going to do a little mobilization and activation. There's going to be a tipping bird. So we're going to hinge at the hip. I'm going to push my hip back, trying to keep my hips level, and then stand back up. We can reset and then repeat. If you're feeling pretty balanced, you don't have to reset. If you're having a problem keeping the hips going back with a flat back, an easy way to modify that or rectify that is to use a foam roller and put it between your foot and your hand, and it'll drive your foot back and cause you to sit back a little bit easier.